वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। गुरवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। साक्षात् कृतं दयानन्दं परमार्थस्वरूपिणं तत्त्वज्ञानप्रशास्तारं प्रणतोऽस्मि परं पदम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। Class. You can repeat. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum.
Vasudevendra
Yogindram
Mukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Bhidiyate.
Mumukshunam
हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते।
अवस्थात्रयं किम्?
अवस्थात्रयं किम्?
जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्ति अवस्थाः।
जाग्रत् स्वप्न सुषुप्ति अवस्था।
जाग्रत् अवस्था का?
जाग्रत् अवस्था का?
श्रोत्रादि ज्ञानेन्द्रियैः
श्रोत्रादि ज्ञानेन्द्रियैः
शब्दादि विषयाः ज्ञायन्ते इति यत्।
शब्दादि विषया ज्ञायन्ते इति यत्।
सा जाग्रत् अवस्था।
सा जाग्रत् अवस्था।
स्थूल शरीर अभिमानी आत्मा विश्वः इति उच्यते।
स्थूल शरीरी अभिमानी आत्मा विश्व इत्युच्यते।
स्वप्न अवस्था इति चेत्
स्वप्न अवस्था इति चेत्
जाग्रत् अवस्थायां यत् दृष्टं यत् श्रुतं
जाग्रत् अवस्थायां यत् दृष्टं यत् श्रुतं
तज्जनितवासनया निद्रासमये
निद्रासमये
यः प्रपञ्चः प्रतीयते सा स्वप्न अवस्था
यः प्रपञ्चः
यः प्रपञ्च प्रतीयते सा स्वप्न अवस्था
सूक्ष्मशरीर अभिमानि आत्मा तैजसः इति उच्यते।
सूक्ष्म शरीर
अभिमानी
अभिमानी आत्मा तैजस इत्युच्यते
ततः सुषुप्ति अवस्था का
ततः सुषुप्ति अवस्था का
अहं किमपि न जानामि
अहं किमपि न जानामि
सुखेन मया निद्रा अनुभूयते इति सुषुप्ति अवस्था
सुखेन मया निद्रा अनुभूयते इति सुषुप्ति अवस्था
कारणशरीर अभिमानी आत्मा प्राज्ञः इति उच्यते।
कारण शरीर अभिमानी आत्मा प्राज्ञा इति उच्यते
Yes. Now we are discussing this a third avastha, which is called Sushupti Avastha, sleep state, deep sleep state. All these states of experience are being discussed to show that Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vitiriktaha Avasthatraya Sakshi, that Atma, which continues in all the states of experience at the same time, not confined by any state of experience. Therefore, it is a Sakshi, it is a witness. All the three states of experience are blessed by this Sakshi Chaitanyam. These three states of experience are not for Atma. Atma blesses all these three states of experience and continues to be the same. So, the three states of experience doesn't condition the Atma. It is like the three different dress the Atma wears as though. Three different dress. When it wears the dress of Stula Shariram, it is called Vishwaha, Baker. When it wears the dress of Sukshma Shariram, it is called Taijasaha. When it wears the dress of Karana Shariram, it is called Prajnaha. So Vishwaha, Taijasaha, Prajnaha, these are nothing but the different names of the Atma when it is associated with different Shariram. These are technical terms. Vishwaha is Atma, Taijasa is Atma, Prajnaha is Atma. The same person playing the different roles, playing the role of a father, playing the role of a son, playing the role of a grandson, playing the role of a husband, playing the role of an employer, playing the role of an employee. Similarly, the same Atma playing different roles with regard to different Shariram, with regard to different states of experience where different Sharirams are available. Therefore, Atma assumes these names. So therefore, here, after discussing the two avasthas, Jagrat avastha, that is the waking state, and Swapna avastha, the dream state. The dream state and sleep state, these are very important states which the Vedanta takes, which Vedanta will see that discussing when it talks about this Atma in the Upanishad, it is discussed. Why? Because these three states are available for everybody. And therefore, the deep sleep state, it's important state, therefore it is taken for discussion. So, in Mandukya Upanishad, the three states are discussed. There these technical terms are used. Vishvaha, Tejasaha, Prajnaha. Not only there, in many places, this Vishva, Tejasa and Prajna, the terms are used. Many of the Prakarana Granthas, you will find these terms. Therefore, you have to be familiar with the technical terms. So all this discussion is with regard to Atma. Because with regard to Atma only there is confusion. Therefore, it is discussed. With regard to Atma, there is a mistake. A mistake is committed. Mistake committed with regard to each state of experience. Therefore, three sharirams are there. Therefore, the mistake is committed at three levels. Therefore, we discuss the three states to show that Atma blesses all the three states, and the mistake committed is Atma is confined to these three states. So to remove the mistake only, we are discussing the nature of the states of experience. First, we should know the nature of states of experience. Then only what Atma is can be understood. That is why discussion is. So, Sushupti Avastha ka. What is this sleep state? Deep sleep state. Sushupti is sleep. Sleep means sleep without disturbed by dream. Dreamless deep sleep state. Because Swapnavastha is their dream state. Sushupti is deep sleep state, that is without dream, no dream. Sushupti. It is from the Swap Dhatu. Swapiti. Saha Swapiti. He sleeps. Swapiti. So, Sushupti. In Sushupti, what happens to the person? Sushupti is a common experience. The deep sleep state, it is a common experience. In that state, there is no subject-object. The difference is not there. There is no subject-object relationship. If subject is there, then it is not deep sleep state. If subject is there, object also will be there. Then it could be either Jagrata Avastha or Swapna Avastha. Both the subject and object are not there. Are not there means there is no subject-object relationship. Subject is there, but subject is sleeping. That is why he says, Aham kimapi na janami. That he doesn't say when he is in sleep. When he gets up, he says, Aham kimapi na janami. I don't know anything. I did not know anything. Because in sleep, what happens? Nothing happens. Therefore, he says, I don't know anything. Only on waking. In sleep, you cannot say this. Only on waking, you say, Aham kimapi na janami. Maya sukhena nidra anubhuyate. I slept well. Sukham. Aham sukham avapsam. Sleep. I experienced sleep. Sleep was experienced by me with happiness. Maya sukhena nidra anubhuyate. A sentence in Karmani Prayoga, passive voice. In Kartari Prayoga, it would be Agam Sukhena Nidra Anubhavati or Agam Sukham Asvapsam iti. So, the word Sukha, why the word Sukha is there? Sukhena, because in sleep you don't have the individuality. Individuality is a problem, is a cause of all the problems. In sleep, there is no individuality. So, therefore, individuality, if individuality is gone. The individuality is gone, not the person. The individual is not gone. The subject is there. The subject has gone to sleep. Therefore, the individuality is not there. But the individual, the person, it is there. That is why the person on waking up, he says. That's why he has to wake up. That is why he has to wake up in the morning. And once he wakes up, he says, Agam kimapi na janami. That shows that individuality is not there in the sleep. Because individuality not there, therefore all the limitations, all the limitations in terms of that I am small, I am insignificant, I am dukkhi, agam dukkhi, all those limitations are not there. When the limitations are not there, then the person experiences sukham. So therefore, this sukha anubhava, it is for everyone. It is the experience of everyone. Even a dukkhi person, the person who is dukkhi in Jagrata Avastha, when he goes to deep sleep, he is sukhi only. When a poor person who suffers in the Jagrata Avastha, when he goes to sleep, is there is no poverty or there is no identification with this poverty in the deep sleep state, whether it's a poor person or rich person, whether it is a person with physical disability or ill or physically healthy person, whatever may be the condition of the person in the Jagrata Avastha, everyone, irrespective of any type of limitation, they experience Sukham. Why? Because in Sukham, in Sushupti Avastha, there is no individuality. The subject-object relationship is not there. The individuality is not there. Therefore, there is no vikalpa. Because there is no vikalpa, therefore there is no problem in the deep sleep state. So all the limitations are gone. That is why it is called nirvikalpa. That is why it is nirvikalpa. Vikalpa is this division, the subject-object division. The subject-object division, this dvaitam, that brings about the problem of limitation. So the subject is there and many objects are there in the Jagrata Avastha. So therefore there is a comparison. There are so many subjects, there are so many objects, and the subject is only one. So the subject feels small, feels insignificant, feels threatened by these objects in the Jagrata Avastha. Therefore, he has got limitations. Vikalpa is there. Whereas in the Sushupti Avastha, that Vikalpa not there. So, therefore, because objects are not there, and the subject experiencing the object has gone to sleep, therefore, there is no individuality. The subject doesn't play the role of the seer or thinker or hearer. It doesn't play any role. There is no role playing for the subject. The subject doesn't undergo any change, no vikalpa. Therefore, sukham. Therefore, sukha anubhava. Therefore, sukha anubhava. That is why this sukha anubhava is common. It's common for every people. So, therefore, maya sukhena nidra anubhuyate. So, therefore, this statement, maya sukhena nidra anubhuyate, this is possible. This statement is possible only when he wakes up. When the person says in the sleep, then it is not a sleep state anymore. Because he is awake, therefore he is not in sleep. If you say that in the dream, then it is in the dream it is possible, you can say. But what is our common experience? This experience of this sukha, anubhava of the sushupti avastha is we recall that avastha, we recall that experience when we wake up. When we wake up, we recall that experience. And because there is a Sukha Anubhava, there are no worries, no anxieties. That is why people want to prolong their sleep. That is why they want to sleep for a long time. And as I said before, they cannot sleep also. How long a person also can sleep? Because the next day karmas are waiting. Prarabdha karmas are waiting. Every day the karma which has to unfold is waiting. So the karma, those karmas which have to be exhausted in the waking state, therefore the person, he has to get up. There is no other choice for him. So therefore, the person gets up and recalls the experiences of the deep sleep state. Who is that person? This person, this person who experienced this Sukha Anubhava is known by the name Prajnaha. The one who is identified with the Karana Shariram is called Prajnaha. Karana Sharira Abhimani Atma is called Prajnaha. The word Prajnaha, Prajnaha is, the word Prajna is that person, Prakarshena, Prajnaha, Ajnaha, Prajnaha. But the person is awake, he is not Prajnaha, he is Vishwaha. When the person is awake, he is Vishwaha. But in the sleep state, he is Prajnaha. So Prajnaha means that is that the sense of limitation is not there. That is why the person is called Prajnaha iti. Sense of limitation not there. That is why he is called Prajnaha. The sense of limitation with regard to either the physical body or with regard to the emotions, with regard to anything. Those are the things which limits a person, which seemingly limit a person. That the sense of that I am of this limited knowledge, that is not there. That is why it is Prajnaha. Therefore, Karna Sharira Abhimani Atma Prajnaha iti uchyate. So, twofold experiences. Agam kimapi na janami, that is one. Maya sukhena nidra anubhuyate. In the Jagrat and Swapna Avastha, we have this Abhimana with this body, mind, sense complex, Sharira, Mana, Indriyani, Sangata, and therefore the individuality is there, and there are objects, many objects, and the subject is only one. So the subject feels small, the subject feels threatened. So all samsara problem. And also there is subject-object relationship, so therefore only there is vyavahara, there is transaction. That transaction is completely absent in Sushupti Avastha. That's why the person says, Agam kimapi na janami. Agam kimapi na janami iti. Because the person doesn't use his ear so that he can become a hearer, doesn't use his eyes so that he can become a seer. So no indriya functions. Therefore, he is not a hearer, he is not a seer, he is not a smeller. So there is no ER. That kartrutvam not there. That karta is not there, therefore kartrutvam not there. That is why I said individuality not there. Because the individuality not there, doesn't mean the person is not there. Because the moment you touch him and wake him up, he gets up. If he doesn't get up, then that's a problem. If he doesn't get up, either the person has gone to coma or the prana has left the body. But the person gets up. Therefore, he is in Sushupti Avastha. Therefore, in the Sushupti Avastha, Since the person doesn't assume any role, therefore no individuality. There is no kartrutvam. How is that? What does it mean? It means when no experience, no kartrutvam is there, then no karta is there, only bhokta. Bhokta also not there. Bhoktrutvam is only in swapna avastha. If bhoktrutvam is there, that is also a problem. In sushupti avastha, there is no kartrutvam, there is no bhoktrutvam. No individuality is there. It means there's kartrutvam not there, bhoktrutvam not there. That is why sushupti. Bhoktrutvam is there in dream state. In dream state, there is no kartrutvam, only bhoktrutvam, because it is a bhoga prapancha. Deep sleep, there is no prapancha, there is no object, and subject also has gone to sleep. Therefore, no subject-object relationship, therefore, no individuality. Since individuality not there, that's why he says, I don't know anything. I don't know anything means what? To say, I don't know anything, I don't know that anything. What is that anything? Suppose if I ask you to go and find out whether somebody is there in the room, then what you will say? You go and check the room, you will say that nobody is there in the room, because nobody is there. Since nobody is there in the room, you say nobody is there. Did you see anybody in the room? No, because nobody is there in the room. I did not see anyone in the room. How do you know that nobody was there in the room? Because you saw nobody. Now, how can you see nobody? Can you see nobody? If someone is there, you can see. If Rama is there, you can see Rama. If Krishna is there, you can see Krishna. So, if a person is there, you can see. For seeing, you need an object. Because seeing is a perception. For perception, the perceiver is there, and the object of perception must be there. The perceiver and the object of perception are required for to be a seer. To be a seer. Now, you say, I don't see anybody. I didn't see anybody. No, therefore, nobody. How can you see nobody? Therefore, to see nobody, somebody must be there. To see nobody, somebody must be there. Who is that somebody? You are that person. If you are not there, how can you see nobody? So, the perception of nobody, seeing nobody in the room implies that you are there. You as a Sakshi must be there. If you are not there, then how will you recognize the absence of nobody in the room? Not possible. So you were there to see, to recognize the absence of the person, anybody in the room. Therefore, you are there, you are present. Without you, you cannot say that nobody is there in the room. Similarly, when you say, Agam kimapi na janami, I don't know anything, I did not experience anything in Sushupti Avastha. Yes, you did not have any experience, that is fine, but you are there. So you without any experience. You without any experience were there. That is why you can say, Agam kimapi na janami. You are there very well in this sleep. So, therefore, sleep state doesn't mean you also go away. You are there very well. Otherwise, you cannot say, Agam kimapi na janami. But you don't know anything. You don't know that you don't have any experience. You don't know. Therefore, you say, Aham kimapi na janami, when you are in sleep. But you can recollect when you wake up. Therefore, since there was absence of knowledge of any particular experience, absence of any knowledge, there is no any particular knowledge, Vishaya Jnanam, any particular Vishaya Jnanam, not there. Therefore, Vishaya Jnana abhavatvat, you say, Aham kimapi na janami. The Jagrata Avastha Vishaya Jnanam is there. Vishaya Jnana Bhavaha. That is why you have experience. In Sushupti, you don't have any particular experience. It is the experience of the absence of any particular experience. Sushupti Avastha. Jagrat Avastha, it is the experience of many experiences, whereas Sushupti is experience of the absence of any particular experience. No subject-object relationship, no knower known division, as you experience in Jagrat Avastha, Swapna Avastha. In Swapna Avastha also, experience of many experiences, many particular experiences are there. Whereas in Sushupti Avastha, it is not. So Sushupti Avastha is the experience of the absence of any particular experience. That implies the person is there. The individual is there, but individuality is not there. So, therefore, since there is no subject-object relationship, as in the other states, therefore, you say, therefore it looks that there was nothing. But nothing means what? You are there. Nothing doesn't mean that you are not there. Nothing, the perception of nothing implies that you are there. You are very much there. So when you say nothing, you cannot say that I am also not there. When you are not there, how can you say nothing? So you are very well there. But you don't know that Agam Satchidananda Atma iti, that jnana not there. That is why it is in the sleep it is ignorant. Ignorant person going to sleep will wake up as ignorant. Because there is no experience, is one with this is Swarupa Atma, but because of that ignorance, he doesn't know that Agam Satchidananda Atma, that is not there. Not only in Sushupti, in waking also you don't know. That is why Ajnani. But in waking and dream, you do a mistake. You commit a mistake with regard to your nature, your Swarupa. But in sleep, you don't commit any mistake. You are there, but you are completely ignorant. Totally ignorant. Therefore, kevalam ajnanam eva asti. Because only ajnanam alone is there. Therefore, only you say, Akam kimapi na janami. If ajnanam not there, then what you will say? Akam Satchidananda Atma. I am with myself. So, because ajnanam only is there, kevala ajnanam eva asti. Therefore, you say, Agam kimapi na janami iti. And that also is an anubhava. That is also an anubhava. Agam kimapi na janami. Anubhava, experience without object. It's a beautiful experience. In the sense that Vedanta takes that experience for discussion to prove that objectless experience. So, that objectless experience that is required to, that discussion is required to establish that Atma, which is free from any experience, which is free from any experience. It means no experience can touch Atma, like the sleep. Sleep is, it is an experience, but experience without object, objectless experience. Absence of any particular experience, and experience of that. So, Agam kimapi na janami. Another experience is Maya sukhena nidra anubhuyate. I slept happily. That happiness is there. Why happiness? You don't say I slept unhappily. You don't say, because you say happily. Therefore, it is a anubhava which is sought after. And you also say, you recount your experience, how you say, I slept like a log. I slept happily. It was an undisturbed sleep, good sleep. That's why you don't want to get up. If the sleep is disturbed, then problem. Then when you get up, you will have all the problem, headache, other problems. That sleep is also required for the body. For the functioning of the body in the waking state, that sleep is also, biologically also, it is required. And you also experience some sukham. In fact, it is not really sukham. Sukham, the word sukham you use, sukhena, but it is the absence of dukkham. It is really absence of dukkham because there is no sense of limitation. Since limitations are not there, since you are not limited by any particular experience, therefore there is no dukkham. Because dukkham is not there, therefore you say sukham. If real sukham is there, real sukham is that is happen only when you are with yourself, when you understand that you are Satchit Swarupa Atma. That is sukham, that is nitya sukham, nitya niratishaya sukham. That sukham cannot be compared with other sukham. It is the sukham that is your natural state sukham. Are you with that? Are you experiencing that sukham? No. There in Sushupti, it is only the absence of dukkha. You taste a glimpse of fullness, the Purnatvam. It is not complete fullness. It is a glimpse of Purnatvam. Therefore you say Sukham. You never say sleep is Dukkham. If sleep is Dukkham, if it is painful, then what will happen? Then nobody wants to go to sleep. Because it is Sukham, therefore everybody loves sleep. And one cannot skip sleeping also. Skip sleeping. So therefore, that is why everybody, since they know this Anubhava is very vivid, it's very clear for everyone. Even though they don't know anything, they don't recognize anything in the sleep, and since they recount the experience after they wake up, and it is Sukha Anubhava, that is why they take care of the bedding. They pay so much attention to the bedding, the height of the pillow, and fan must be there, air circulation must be there, the AC must be there, the windows must be kept open, so the light should be completely off. So all these are well taken care because you are going to have a Sukha Anubhava. There is an expectation. There is an expectation of this Sukha Anubhava. And no mosquitoes. Mosquitoes should not be there important. You don't want to be disturbed by anything. So that is why the bedding is carefully prepared. Why? Because the sleep is a welcoming experience. The welcoming experience and the sukham which you enjoy, that you seek after. And unfortunately, that is not continuous. It is continual. Every day you can sleep, but not a continuous sleep because you have to wake up. After 6 to 8 hours, you have to wake up because karma waiting. So, therefore, this Sushupti Avastha and the corresponding Sushupti Sukham, it is continual. It is continual. It continues, continual means that which continues with some interval, that is called continual. The experience which continues with some interval, that's called continual. What about that experience which is continuous? In fact, that which is continuous cannot be experienced. That which is continual can be experienced. Understand the difference between continual and continuous. That sukham which is continual can be experienced, that becomes your anubhava. That experience becomes your anubhava, therefore only you classify it as sukham and dukkham. Whereas the experience which is continuous, that really is not an experience. Why? Because that continuous experience, when you say continuous experience, that continuous experience without the object is you. It is you. You are your Swarupa, your nature. that continues, that doesn't stop at any time. You, your Swarupa, you, the Atma, it is continuous, but Atma cannot be experienced. Atma is not an object to be experienced. But Atma continues. Atma, irrespective of the states, it continues. You, the Atma, continues. And because you are continuous, therefore only you can have the continual experience. And therefore, in the sleep, what happens? A glimpse of your nature is what you experience. And that is continual. Though it is continual, therefore, we all invite that experience and everybody enjoys that experience. So, therefore only everybody enjoys a sleep. A Raja goes to sleep, a beggar also goes to sleep. Raja going to sleep, beggar going to sleep. In the waking state, he may be a Raja. In the waking state, he may be a Yachaka, a Bhikshakaha. But what is the difference between them, between the two when they go to sleep? They have the same Anubhava. Raja also has to give up his identity of being a king. Even if he is the king of the whole world, he has to give up his identity to have this Sushupti Anubhava. Similarly, beggar also, he doesn't have even roof over his head. He doesn't have the next day food. But when he goes to sleep, he also has to give up his identity of being a beggar. So both the Raja and the beggar both merge in the same experience. There is no difference there. Similarly, a blind person going to sleep, does he have the identification with his blindness in Sushupti Avastha? No. That identification with his blindness is not there. Similarly, a deaf person going to sleep, what happens to him? He also doesn't have the identification with his deafness. The identification with the physical disability, deafness, blindness, it is only in the waking state, not in the Sushupti Avastha. The Sushupti is no more a Andha Purushaha, na Andaha Bhavati, na Batiraha Bhavati. So, even a saint is no more a saint. A sinner is also no more a sinner, if we can use the word sinner. We don't use that word. So, because going to the deep sleep state, there is no individuality is there. Therefore, since there is no punyam and papam, therefore no punyavan, no papi. Everybody has the same sukha anubhava. Therefore, when they go to sleep, what happens? They drop their identification. Therefore, they enjoy the nirvikalpa, the divisionless status they enjoy. The divisionless status they enjoy. Why do you experience sukham in sleep? Because there is no vikalpa. That is the answer. There is no vikalpa in Sushupti. Sushupti is a state of nirvikalpa, not nirvikalpa samadhi. In nirvikalpa samadhi also there is no division. That's why people want to be in nirvikalpa samadhi. Nirvikalpa samadhi also, if it is there, it is also a state of experience. It is also a state of experience where the sense of individuality not there. But again, the person cannot remain in nirvikalpa samadhi. He has to come back to the waking state. So therefore, it is also another state only. In sleep itself, there is nirvikalpa. So there no individuality in sleep, no sense of limitation. That's why it is nirvikalpa avastha. Nirvikalpa samadhi is different. Nirvikalpa avastha is different. When there is no vikalpa, it means the subject doesn't undergo any change, doesn't assume any role. He is not a thinker, he is not a seer, he is not a smeller, no perceiver, there is no ER. Therefore, nirvikalpa. Nirvikalpa samadhi is a state in which there is no vikalpa. In sleep also you have no vikalpa. In samadhi also you have no vikalpa. What is the difference between the two? Sushupti is Sushupti is that happens involuntarily. Every day you have to go. It doesn't involve any deliberation. Whereas Nirvikalpa Samadhi is deliberation. Deliberate effort is involved. Both are Nirvikalpa only. The absence of duality. The absence, we all love the absence of duality. Therefore, Nirvikalpa, Sukha, Nirvikalpa, state, therefore, Sukham. When you come out from Nirvikalpa Samadhi, then what you will say? I was in Nirvikalpa Avastha. Now we have come to Vikalpa Avastha. So, but what our Shastram says, you are always Nirvikalpa. In spite of the subject-object, the division, you are always Nirvikalpa. You want to experience Nirvikalpa, you want to, that also becomes an experience. Because it is an experience, therefore it comes and goes. Shastram says you are such Chit Ananda Swarupa Atma. It means that is your nature that cannot undergo any change. Therefore, you are Nirvikalpa. In spite of this subject-object division which is there in the Jagrata Avastha and Sapna Avastha, you are Nirvikalpa. Your Nirvikalpatvam is continuous. But Nirvikalpa Anubhava is continual. Your Nirvikalpa Anubhava is continual. The Nirvikalpa Anubhava, the possibility is there in the deep sleep state, but your Nirvikalpatvam, that doesn't change. You are Nirvikalpa. So, the status of your Nirvikalpatvam, it doesn't come and go because it is your nature. To experience Nirvikalpa, for either involuntarily in the form of the Sushupti Avastha or deliberately in the form of Samadhi, it is there. So, therefore, to experience Nirvikalpa, you don't have to experience Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Because Samadhi, that is also an experience, like any other experience. And Bhagavan has given natural experience, Sushupti Avastha. So any experience, because any experience being limited, any experience it comes and goes away. So Nirvikalpa Samadhi is Avastha. That also comes and goes away. And you are already Nirvikalpa. Therefore, you don't have to work for Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Nirvikalpa Avastha is there every day. So, therefore, Maya Sukhena Nidra Anubhuyate iti. In the Sushupti Avastha, there is no Stula Sharira Abhimanam. There is no Sukma Sharira Abhimanam. Therefore, there is no Vishwa, there is no Tejasa. There is no Vishwa, there is no Tejasa. Then with what Shariram you identify yourself with in the Sushupti Avastha? In the Sushupti Avastha, the sleeper, he experiences Sukham. He experiences Sukham. Therefore, the Sukha Anubhava is there. Therefore, we require an instrument of experience that we call as Shariram. We use the word Shariram for that. The sleeper as Abhimana with that Shariram, and that Anubhava, since it is inferred only when he wakes up, and all the experiences, since all the experiences are recollected only in waking, this Anubhava is also recollected only in wakes up. And therefore, since any experience involves Shariram, we assume that sleeper also must have been associated with some Shariram. Therefore, Karana Shariram we say. This Stula Shariram, we see it has got parts and limbs, other things are there. Sukma Shariram also has got the Angas. What about the Karana Shariram? Since an Anubhava is involved in deep sleep state, an Anubhava implies the instrument of Anubhava, that is instrument of experience. Therefore, we use the word Shariram, and the Shariram is called Karana Shariram. With Shariram only you have Anubhava. Without Shariram, what Anubhava is possible? With the Stula Shariram, we have Stula Anubhava. With the Sukma Shariram, you have got the Swapna Anubhava. And in the Karana Shariram also you have Anubhava. But that Anubhava is not recognized in the Sushupti Avastha, that you recollect in the waking Avastha, waking state. But Anubhava is that since Anubhava implies the presence of Shariram, therefore we say Karana Shariram. That is why we use the word Karana. Why use the Karana? Karana is because that is the Karanam for the Sharira Dvayam that already we discussed. So therefore Karana Shariram. So Karana Sharira Abhimani, therefore associated. Therefore Karana Sharira Abhimani identified with this Karana Shariram is called Prajna. Since nothing is known in sleep, only avidya is there. Therefore, Karana Shariram is in the form of avidya vritti. Avidya vritti. You are identified with avidya vritti. Avidya vritti means what? Agam kimapi na janami. That is the avidya vritti. Since you are identified with avidya vritti, and the avidya vritti is Karana Shariram, therefore only you say Agam kimapi na janami. And this avidya vritti also, this avidya vritti also has to be illumined by Chaitanya. Then only it is available for your recognition. So this avidya vritti also comes into light only by Chaitanyam. Chaitanya Atma. Chaitanya means Atma. So it is Chaitanyam which illumines even this avidya vritti. Any vritti, whether it is avidya vritti or jnana vritti, any vritti is illumined by Chaitanya. Avidya is ignorance. The presence of ignorance, that also has to be illumined. You don't know French. How do you know that you don't know French? You have avidya of French. You don't know French. How do you know that you don't know French? Which you don't know. You know that you don't know French. So you don't know French is also a knowledge. You have French avidya. That is fine. But you don't know French, that you know. That knowledge is there. That knowledge is lighted by Chaitanya. Similarly, here also, I don't know anything is there. I don't know anything, that also vritti. That has to be illumined by the Chaitanya. So, and that is what we say when we wake up. Therefore Chaitanya must be there. The Atma must be there. You must be there. So you as a Sakshi must be present. But in sleep, what happens? All your thoughts, since all your thoughts are resolved in its Karanam, and therefore they don't function. It is a small pralayam. It is a miniature pralayam. And pralayam is also temporary because you have to get up. And this pralayam is nitya pralayam. It happens every day. Every day, this resolution of the shariram into Karana Shariram. The state of resolution is Karana Shariram. Abhimana with that Karana Shariram is necessary for enjoying the Sushupti Avastha. In that Avastha, Sakshi Rupena Chaitanyam Vartate Eva. Chaitanyam is there. That is why the recognition of nothingness, the recognition of the absence of any experience is experienced. The experience of nothingness is there. Therefore, there must be the experiencer of nothingness. So that is illumined by this Chaitanyam. Therefore, that Atma, Chaitanyam, which is associated with the Karana Shariram, which is the illuminator of the experience of absence of experience, is known by the word Prajnaha. Is known by the word Prajnaha. Karana Sharira Abhimani is called Prajnaha. Prajnaha. Why we use the word Prajnaha? As I said before, not because he is intelligent. Not because he is intelligent, we use the word Prajnaha. It is to point out that there is consciousness even when there is nothing to experience. Even when there are no objects available for experience, but still Chaitanyam is there. Therefore, Prajnaha iti. And this conscious being, which is free from the limitation, which is free from limitation, is called Prajnana Ghanaha in the Mandukya. The Mandukya Upanishad, it uses the word Prajnana Ghanaha. This conscious being, that is this person, this Atma, is called is Prajnana Ganaha, who is one with Ishvara. So Ishvara is the cause of everything, Jagat Karanam. So otherwise Prajnaha, the word Prajnaha, Prakarshena Ajnaha, you can interpret. So nothing is known, therefore complete ignorance is there, total ignorance is there. Therefore, Prakarshena Ajnaha is completely ignorant. That is also interpretation. That is also valid because he doesn't know anything. Prakarshena Ajnaha, so Prajnaha. But Prajnaha is a word referring to the Atma, which is free from the limitation. Prajnana Ganaha, Prajnaha. Prajnana Ganaha is that Chaitanyam alone is there, who is not different from Ishvara. And he is the cause of this Jagat. Therefore, Prajnaha, no limitations are there, Prajnaha. That is one interpretation for Prajnaha. Other interpretation is Prakarshena Ajnaha, completely ignorant. Therefore, Prajnaha. So, Prajnaha is the Karana Sharira Abhimani Atma. So, Vishva Tejasa Prajna, three names are there. The three names are not for the three avasthas. The three names are not the names for the three Shariram. These are the names of the same Chaitanya Atma. Then it is associated with three different states of experience. Atma, what is Atma? Atma is Avastatraya Sakshi. It is the illuminator of the three states of experience. It is the illuminator of the three states of experience. Therefore, Atma is what? Atma is Sharitratraya Vitiriktaha Avastatraya Sakshi. Avastatraya Sakshi iti. So, therefore, this Avastatraya Sakshi, Atma, Shariratrayat Vitiriktaha Atma, and this three states identified with three Shariram has got different names. Since the three Sharirams are there, therefore mistake is committed at three different levels. That is why we discuss the three Shariram and the three Avasthas. Now the same three Shariram, further it will be divided into 5 layers of experience. Whether it is three Shariram or 5 layers of experience, they are same. They are different prakriya. It's the same. The same. It is same only. The same. The anubhava. The anubhava is further analyzed. The division of this three shariram or into pancha kosha, the 5 layers of experience. It is only the analysis of experience to recognize the mistakes committed with regard to oneself. So with the mistakes which is committed at 3 levels, now it is further analyzed with further analyzed as the 5 layers of experience. The mistakes committed at the 5 layers of experience. That is the next topic. That is the mistake committed at 5 levels of the kosha. Kosha, that is pancha kosha. The same 3 shariram is looked upon as now 5. How 5? 5 layers of experience. At 3 levels of shariram, mistake is committed. The Atma is confined to be that particular shariram. Now, that how a person commits the mistake when the 3 shariram is looked upon as 5 levels of experience. That is the next topic of discussion. Therefore, Panchakosha, about which already we discussed. I gave a brief introduction to the kosha in that context itself. When the discussion came after the Sukma Kana Srila Siddhaha, and that time itself we discussed about the kosha, because that discussion of kosha at that time, it completes the discussion on the topic there. That is why we discussed Panchakosha very briefly there. Now it is going to be elaborately discussed. What are these Panchakosha? Because the Shruti adopts these prakriyas. Karana, this Shariratraya prakriya, that is one method. By that analysis, arrive at Atma. Similarly, the Shruti adopts this Panchakosha prakriya. It's a prakriya is a method by which the experiences are analyzed and arrive at the Atma, which is free from any particular experience. So these are the different prakriyas, different methods we analyze to understand the Atma. So in the Taittiriya Upanishad, Panchakosha Viveka is done in the Bhriguvalli. You will see Panchakosha. So Panchakoshas are discussed at 5 layers of experience, how a person commits mistake. So that is the next topic. So we need to discuss on Panchakosha, that we will do. We will do that in the next class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी।
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद जी।